Morning, friends. Welcome to Old School Travel Hour. It is currently 5:45 in the morning. I managed to get to this coach stop and I've paid and booked in for the bus for Gabu. I have to get to Gabu, then from Gabu wait for a shared taxi and then go south to Bokeh. This is flying by the seat of my pants, man. This is the first time really this trip that it's been this unplanned. Well, planned, you understand, but the actual timings and everything taken out of my hands. If I make it to Bokeh by tonight, I'll be happy with that. But nothing is certain at this point. Anyway. Okay, so the coach here is filling up fast. I think I'm going to be off for, it's just about to turn 6 o'clock. So I think it's going to be fairly soon. I've been reliably informed that if the bus leaves at about 6 o'clock, I get to Gabu and I should be able to get a shared taxi to Bokeh, which is the other side of the Guinea border, today. If that happens, I'll be happy with that. But a story first. So I get up at 4:45. I sort myself out. I get out of the house for my aimed time, which was 5:15. There's a guy waiting outside the gate, and he says, "Oh, my friend," in French, "Oh, my friend, let's go." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, the guy's booked you a taxi and this gorgeous Land Cruiser." And I'm like, "How much?" He goes, 10 mil, 10 mil. 10 mil is 15 euros. And I was like, I can't pay that. I was going to walk up to the Royal Hotel and hope for a taxi for 2 mil. So we're having this discussion for about 5 minutes. And I was like, am I going to have to just pay him? And these two Germans come out of the house and the thing wasn't for me. It was for them. And they say, well, the bus station's kind of on the way, jump in. Sometimes I am a lucky son of a bitch. Anyway, I'm tired. Hopefully I can get some sleep on the way, because 4:45 is too fucking early in the morning. Okay, friends, so I have made it to Gabu and I'm currently negotiating, because I was going to go to Bokeh for the night, but the guy said it's a Conakry share taxi, which you're going to have to wait for it to fill up, and you have to pay the full price for Conakry, and then you get dropped off at Bokeh. I was like, well, fuck it then, I'll just go all the way to Conakry. But it's pretty much a 36-hour mission if you include a few hours for the driver to sleep. Also, there's to a certain degree a bit of a king's ransom in money, considering that the 6-hour bus cost me 4 euros. This is considerably more expensive, but it is a long way. So I'll keep you posted. Okay, so negotiation finished and ticket issued. The price from here to Conakry was 24,000 francs, which is 35 euros. They wanted to charge me 5,000 for my bag, which admittedly, Abby is a heavy bag. I requested the front seat in this fantastic chariot. I was of course advised that the single seat should ordinarily fit 2 people. I was like, have you seen the size of me? Towering over all 3 of the guys negotiating with me. I had to pay double. So I negotiated, paying double, but Abby, my bag comes for free. And they agreed. So we're talking about 70 euros or so. It is a very long way. But because we're doing it in one hit, admittedly with a couple of sleep stops, I'd imagine, I was going to stay in Bokeh, but I couldn't get a share taxi from here to Bouquet, and then I'd have to pay to Conakry anyway. So I'm just gonna take it on the chin and just go through to Conakry in one big go, which saves me the 30 euros that a bed in Bouquet would have cost me. So I'm going to take a net 40 euros for the whole thing on that basis. Anyway. Right, so as it turned out, the travel gods were not with me today. Well, it's not that bad. The share taxi to Conakry, which is that there, is not going to leave until tomorrow morning now. Now, that isn't tragic in and of itself, because this place, which is, if you like, the ticket office and waiting area, it is secure at night. They have a padlock, and that means that I don't have to pay for lodging, and that is my bed for the night. I've done this 100 times, but I must admit, man, it has been a while. But yeah, and especially considering that last night I had 4.5, 5 hours sleep, I think I'm going to sit like a log. The sun's just about to set. And that's that. Then, ideally, 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, start driving. It's a long way. I'm hoping that with just a little bit of luck, I will actually be in Conakry tomorrow night. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I will, knocking on wood, be in Conakry on Sunday night, which is the only main thing, because I have work on Monday morning. Oh yeah, sidebar. So, going back to the rules for a second. Be prepared, always have everything, and always have everything on you. That little trifecta. Be prepared. I rocked up here with 100,000 francs in cash, most of which, because of the price of the ticket, I have now burned through. I still have enough for a few meals. I also have a meal that I've saved in that bag. I just filled up both of my water bottles. I have a power bank for my electronics. And it's exactly for situations like this that I have 2 full hip flasks of whiskey. Oh yes. Also, security in this situation. As you can see, I have placed Abby against the wall. Next to these things, I'm probably going to place my slide pack in that little gap down there, and Abby is going to be my pillow. And even after all of that, I'm sleeping with my ankle wallet attached to my ankle, with a strap around my arm. It reminds me of the train to Dar. Anyway, all those things, very important. Good morning, friends. So the time is about 7 o'clock at this Matatu stand that I've been at for 16 hours. Thankfully, of course, that is completely within my comfort zone. I actually got a really good night's sleep, although I woke up a little bit early because some guy's alarm kept going off every 10 minutes about 5 a.m. But I got a good night's sleep. I'm just about to have some tea, an omelette sandwich, and it looks like we're going to be off by 8, which means, inshallah, I will be in Conakry 12 hours, maybe. Shaping up to be a good day. And I'm really quite happy about the vehicle. because it looks like it's in really good nick. It's got really good tyres that look fresh. It's the guy Ibrahim, who is the driver. He last night and this morning he just cleaned the entire outside of the car, so he's clearly invested in it. This kind of thing bodes well because I have travelled with some pieces of shit in my time. I had a rather annoying realization last night, so double check everything. On my way out yesterday from the place where I was staying, I of course double checked everywhere in my room. I had forgotten that I had left my little baggie of spices in the kitchen. And it's in a cute little bag that my friend Tatiana gave me in Morocco. And it's just a little, you know, baggy thing, a little zip bag, and it had my little bag of washing powder, some pepper, some salt, and some harissa spices to add to things. So I left that behind because I'm an idiot. So I just bought 2 little packets of detergent, because when I get to my place, maybe there isn't any detergent and I'm going to need to wash these clothes. Afternoon, friends. So I'm at the border at Bujumbura between Guinea-Bissau and Guinea. Essentially, yesterday I travelled due east to Gabu, and then we carried on due east to go through the northern border crossing. We're now going to turn southwest. So I will have done, by the time I'm done, a massive 7. So, because I came to the conclusion, having done my research, of course, that going through the southern border would be almost impossible, because it would have necessitated multiple bike taxis along ridiculously bad roads, and I can't spend even half an hour on the back of a bike taxi because Abby, my pack, is somewhat heavy. So, travelled due east, about to turn due southwest. I'm standing in the no man's land between Guinea-Bissau and Guinea, waiting for my share taxi to catch up, because it's a couple of clicks actually, and it's rather hot. Anyway, right, just waiting for those 2 there. They're my Egyptian friends, essentially Islamic missionaries. They're spending a couple of months in a few West African countries. I think they're flying back to Cairo on Friday. Nice guys. You know, they're the kind of guys who say a 5 minutes prayer before starting this journey. You know, read a hardback, gorgeous copy of the Holy Quran on the road. That kind of guys. Hello. And yeah.
I am Egyptian, man. Ibrahim.
Absolutely. Nice. Kind of hanging out in a patch of shade because Ibrahim, who is the driver of our share taxi. Sidebar, I'm very happy with the share taxi. It's in very good nick. Obviously, he's a careful driver. It's a good trip, actually, which is good because we have a very long way to go. It might even arrive tomorrow morning because these roads are murderous. Not the worst road ever. That honour belongs to the Mombasa to Nairobi road in 1998, because the El Nino rain had just wiped it out. It was so bad. But it's close. It's close. I think maybe Ibrahim is being tapped for a bribe, because he's been in there a little while now and he's got all the paperwork. I did not get tapped for a bribe. My Egyptian friends did. I did not. I sauntered through with a handshake and a salute and a big smile, and they just waved me through, so that's nice. Anyway, we're still waiting for Ibrahim in no man's land, but we're having a nice game now. We found some shade and a mango tree, and this kid just found
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Egyptian brother.
Yeah.
Welcome.
This kid just found a massive stick, and he's knocking Monsieur Mangoes. Africa. And we're knocking mature mangoes off the higher bits of the tree to eat while we're waiting for the share taxi to catch up. Mangoes in no man's land.
Brother.
It's been about 20 minutes now. waiting for the shared taxi to actually get out of Guinea-Bissau and into no man's land. It is a Guinea registered taxi, so that could be the issue. But still, we have cashew fruit, mangoes, shade. It's all good. These two kids just skinned up the tree and are just chucking ripe mangoes down like rain. So I've just been entered into Guinea. My Egyptian compadres were a little less on their game and only turned up with electronic copy of their I think it's a few weeks really for this Islamic Foundation thing. So they're being a little delayed, and they're a little less smiley than myself as well. Might be here for a while. All right, I'm being a bit circumspect about this time. So I just saw money change hands. So I think that my Egyptian compadres, my Egyptian friends, have been tapped for a bribe because they didn't have the hard copy. So this is a new one on me. It's not like it's an old school Jeff recommendation or anything, but with this new e-visa system, so you apply in advance online, then you get authorized. It's all been done except for the border. Have two hard copies every single time to avoid that kind of hassle. I just got way through. This is like a moss tree or something. Weird. Okay, I've just confirmed a suspicion and it really grinds my gears. When you come into this country, you have the e-visa printout. They stamp the printout and not your passport. So when I leave this country and throw the sheet away, I hate not getting stamps on my passport. It's bloody irritating.